Hello everyone, welcome back again to Etihad Breaking. No delay, let's get started. Manchester City's summer of spending is seemingly set to commence. The Sky Blues were the world's biggest spenders in January, signing Omar Marmoush, Abdulkadir Kusanov, Nico Gonzalez, Vitor Rice, and Juma Ba for a reported £180 million. That's more than the other 19 Premier League clubs spent combined. However, this appears likely to be a mere amuse-bouche ahead of the summer rebuild. So, will the citizens snap up one of the Premier League's best players? Manchester City targeting a new fullback. According to a report by journalist Graham Bailey, Manchester City are interested in signing Wolverhampton Wanderers fullback Rayyan Ait-Nouri, having already made background checks regarding the Molineux sensation. As the report goes on to note, Pep Guardiola has previously suggested that they will look to sign a left-back this summer, stating, "Obviously, Nico's helping us, but he's not a left-back. We've found solutions." So, could Ait-Nouri be that solution? Valued at £40 million by Wolves, according to Pete O'Rourke of Football Insider? Well, the Algerian international has certainly caught the eye, with Dougie Critchley of Sky Sports noting that he has been one of the Premier League's best players in recent months, while David O'Brien praises his creative qualities. Mega money deals, controversial moves, and big-name flops. This is the home of transfer news and opinion across Football Fancast. But would he be a good fit at Manchester City? And would his potential arrival be reminiscent of the signing of another Sky Blue stalwart? Why Ait-Nouri could be the next Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker joined Manchester City from Tottenham back in 2017 for a reported £53 million, a world record fee for a defender at the time. Fair to say, this proved to be a good investment, as the table below outlines. Kyle Walker's Manchester City career in numbers, statistics. Walker appearances 319, starts 286 appearances in goal. 1 minutes 25,716. Goals, 6 assists, 23. Premier League titles, 6 Champions Leagues, 1 FA Cups, 2 EFL Cups, 4. Total major honors, 17. All statistics, courtesy of Transfermarkt. When Walker departed for AC Milan in January, Ali Tweedale of Opta's The Analyst stated that the Englishman is the Premier League's best ever right-back, while Michael Cox of The Athletic adds that Man City would not have enjoyed nearly as much success as they have in recent times without being reliant on his recovery pace, which, now that he's 34, has faded. So, could Ait-Nouri have a similar impact at the Etihad? Well, let's assess his statistics this season to help answer that question. Rayyan Ait-Nouri, Premier League statistics, 2024-25 statistics. Ait-Nouri, PL rank, starts 34, 16th minutes, 2,865, 36th. Goals, 4, 74th. Assists, 7, 18th. Pass completion, percent, 83.9%. 86th. Key passes, 36, 52nd. Crosses, 86, 40th. Shot, creating actions, 78, 51st. Goal creating actions, 12, 28th. Progressive carries 79. 41st attempted take-ons, 116, 12th. Take-on success, percent, minimum 100, attempted 48.3%. 5th tackles, 82. 13th tackles, 152. 11th interceptions, 24 72nd. Ball recoveries, 133, 48th. Touches, 1944, 36th. All statistics courtesy of fbref.com. As the table outlines, Ait-Nouri is a very well-rounded fullback, ranking highly when it comes to both attacking and defensive metrics, but also dribbling, with only 11 players having attempted more take-ons, an impressively high figure for a fullback. The Algerian is also always available, missing just one Premier League match all season. And this was due to a suspension, which would be a very useful asset, considering the defensive injury crisis Man City have endured throughout the season. Mo Adikwu of Breaking the Lines believes Ait Nouri possesses enormous potential, while also noting there is still a lot of room for improvement. But Venkatanarayanan of Total Football Analysis highlights that he is known for his attacking prowess, so would therefore thrive in a team higher up the table. It appears pretty likely that Ait Nouri will wave goodbye to Wolves this summer, so do Man City lead the race to land his signature? If a deal is to be agreed, he could represent a left-sided version of Walker at full-back. With Manchester City expected to spend big this summer, could they sign a special winger valued at £85 million, who would be a massive Jeremy Doku upgrade? Another transfer. It seems like Manchester City have identified the midfield department as one of their squad that they need to strengthen no matter what this summer. Manchester City are trying to sign Morgan Gibbs-White, who is one of their prime targets in the summer transfer window. Hugo Viana is a huge fan of Gibbs-White, who has proven that he is one of the Premier League's best midfielders during his spell at Nottingham Forest. However, City have been heavily linked with a whole host of other midfielders across world football as well. From Tijani Reinders to Florian Wirtz, Manchester City could be set to sign Florian Wirtz. Pep Guardiola has spoken to Wirtz to explain Manchester City's plans to sign him as well, as the German international seems like the ideal replacement for Kevin De Bruyne. So much so that Manchester City's plan to sign Florian Wirtz is to offer both Stefan Ortega and James McAtee to Bayer Leverkusen in a potential swap deal involving a fee as well. Reputed journalist Sam Lee has now told the Athletic FC podcast that City are in a strong position to sign the 21-year-old, and it would be a bit surprising if the move did not come to fruition. Florian Wirtz. I mentioned it in my article last week that there was interest in Florian Wirtz, but I've had more conversation since then, and I would say it's got to the point now, the same as Gibbs-White, where if he didn't go to City, which is still possible, but if he didn't go to City, I'd probably think, oh, something has changed there. Because City are in a good position there, from what I understand at the moment. Wirtz, it's not like City are in a super strong position, but there's the understanding that he could leave in the summer, so there's a bit of middle ground to find there. How Wirtz feels about signing for Manchester City. The good news for the Etihad faithful is that Wirtz is interested in joining Manchester City, and while the sought-after midfielder is yet to decide his future, the Sky Blues can afford to sign the €120 million, $101.9 million, rated wonder kid, Sky Deutschland. Graham Bailey told Manchester City News earlier this month, in terms of whether they can afford him, he is one of those players, of which there are very, very few in City's eyes, that they would push the green light for, and will make it work. Given the interest from Bayern and quite possibly Real Madrid, City understand that this could be the only chance to land Wirtz. He could stay at his next club for 10 years. And again, they realize that. They want Wirtz, and Wirtz knows it. He does like the idea of City. And that is a major reason they are on his trail. They would not be making a push to this extent if he was not interested. He is. Manchester City's interest in Wirtz is long-standing, and if they manage to sign him alongside Morgan Gibbs-White, 24, this summer, their aging midfield would be well and truly revamped, and that too in style.